Hi everyone, welcome in or welcome back. My name's Amanda, your host and expressive alchemist. I'm a visual storyteller, intuitive creative, and guide for conscious creatives and purpose-driven brands. This channel is a space where creative expression, intuitive insight, and honest business conversations come together to spark clarity, growth, and meaningful connection. I'd love to hear your insights, takeaways, or topic suggestions in the comments at any time. And if my content resonates, please like, subscribe, and share with fellow creatives who might need a little inspiration on their journey too. Your support helps the space grow and reach those who need it most. So thanks! And anything else you'd like to know about this channel or my services, you can find in the description box. Now, go grab your favorite beverage and let's dive into today's topic. So I have an embarrassing confession. As a graphic designer, illustrator, and business owner, up to this point, I have functioned without a visual identity system. Now, what is a visual identity system? It goes beyond logo, fonts, and color palette. It's a cohesive set of design elements and rules that define how a brand behaves and presents itself across all touch points. It ensures consistency, recognizability, and professionalism in both digital and physical media. But visual identity system, it goes beyond aesthetics. It gets to the root of your mission, of who you are, what purpose you serve the world, your clients, your audience, your community. It touches on your vision of the big vision of why you're doing something and what goal you'd like to achieve. It also reflects your values, your personality, and your voice. Not you as a person, but you as a business. And this is the groundwork that you need before any visuals come together, which is something that I didn't do until recently. This was a huge part of why I was so confused and scattered in my marketing efforts. Every time I went to share something, it felt like I had to make a million decisions about the messaging, the tone, the personality, the aesthetics, how I was going to arrange my font, the composition of the layout. I was reinventing the wheel every time, because I didn't have a clear and consistent identity system in place that I could refer to. I didn't have a set of templates that reflected that visual identity system. But before I could figure that out and put that together, I had to understand what my values were as a brand and a business, what my mission was, what my purpose was, what my overall larger vision was. I had to get to the heart of the matter, the root. I had to prepare the soil to plant the seeds that I wanted to see grow. So I took an 8-week course, which I will share the link for in the description box. And it was about unearthing your career archetype. And this work was deep work. I looked at every aspect of who I was, what I stood for, what I valued, what I believed, what are the becoming barriers, what are the things blocking me from stepping into my greatest purpose or my highest expression. And I spent weeks gathering information from different angles, aspects, perspectives. We looked at astrology, Myers-Briggs, interests, where I work well, where I don't, what my gifts are, what my hidden gifts are. It was quite fascinating work, but through this personal work, I understood where I could best serve my audience and where I would be most fulfilled in doing that. So because I had that information and I did that groundwork, I was very clear now about what my mission was, my purpose, my vision. I also understood what my values are, not just as a person, but as a business, and what my personality and voice is, which is how I want to express the brand in the world. Since I was able to do that work and get very clear on that, I was able to then apply that to my logo, which I did make an adjustment to, a very slight adjustment, but I think an important one. I also readjusted my color palette to reflect my brand values and my personality, my brand voice. I then explored brand fonts, but not just that. I then went a little bit deeper to understand how this could all come together in a hierarchy. What colors would I use most prominently? What colors would be accent colors and secondary colors? What would be the header and title fonts? What would be the subhead fonts and the body fonts? So it got very specific and detailed in how I would apply certain aspects and elements of my brand. I'm now in the process of creating templates so that every time I share something online, it's consistent, but it's also reflective of my brand values, etc. So everything goes back to those roots. And when I was doing it before, I didn't have that. So I was consistently going back to the drawing board, spending time, energy, and making all kinds of decisions about those aesthetics, about the hierarchy and composition of things, when I really needed to focus on the messaging or the marketing or the design of the thing in itself. So it pulled me away from the most important aspects of the work that I wanted to share. And it was exhausting, to be quite honest. And it could have very well been a small piece of my burnout. So now that this is all coming together, I'm feeling like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulder, and I feel a lot more clear. What's also interesting that's happening is that I know exactly who my clients are. I know exactly where I can find them. And I can now cater my work and my messaging to align with those clients that I want to attract. Rather than try to cater to everybody and apply my services to everything, there is a specific client that I'm wanting to work for. There's specific work that I want to do. And that all comes back to the purpose, my values, and the bigger picture of what I want to achieve with my career and what I want to help my clients do. So this is even helping me become more clear about the kind of work I say yes to. So when an inquiry comes in, not to say that any inquiry is a bad inquiry, but I can now identify fit a lot easier. I can now say 100% yes or 100% no. And there's a lot of variables that go into that decision making, but it's a lot more clear for me because I have this guideline, this playbook to now reference. And I'm a lot more clear because I've done this groundwork. So I'm curious if you have a visual identity system. And if you do, I'd love to hear how it's helped you, especially in contrast to when you didn't have a visual identity system. And if you don't have a visual identity system, or are looking for more clarity, whether for your brand or for a project that you want to work on, I've created a free PDF for those who sign up to my newsletter, and it's called the Creative Clarity Starter Kit, which I use to help me work through my own visual identity system, and I'm going to be using for any personal projects that I work on. It's got some questions that will help you define the vision, the vibe, and the visuals you want for whatever it is you're creating. It will help you become more aligned with what you would like to achieve and how that vision, the mission, the purpose might express itself in that project or brand. So it's currently in its beta form where it's going to be open for adjustments. Because I am offering this for free, I would love for you to provide some feedback if you use it. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. please reply to the newsletter or use the button in the PDF to send me a message to say, hey, this could use some improvement, or hey, I had a question about this, or hey, I really love this and here's the results, here's what I'm doing with it. All of it helps and all of it matters. So I appreciate any feedback that you'd like to send my way. And if you want something a little bit more personalized, then you can definitely hire me to do that. I would be happy to help you. Even if you just want a consultation to help you work through some things, I'm open to that as well. Just send me a message by using the button in the Creative Clarity Starter Kit PDF, or reply to any newsletter that you get from me, and it'll go directly to me. So thanks so much for listening and sharing this space with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow creative soul who might need it. Or if you have any questions or anything you'd like me to elaborate on, feel free to comment, and I will get back to you as I'm able. Until next time, my friends, stay curious and create what matters.